Hi, my name is Brandon Eastham, and this is my RLM project. Also, my notes are over here, so if I tend to look over, that's like my note card since this is online. Um, okay. Have you ever noticed who the leaders among us may be? Do we pass them on the street without even noticing? Do we have interactions with them day to day and wonder how they may be a leader in our community on our own? For me, I actually am lucky enough to be engaged to a leader. For the RLM project, I interviewed my fiance, Hadley Mills, who has been a resident assistant for 2 years and is currently looking for a graduate school so she can be an assistant hall director, maybe one day a hall director. Hadley Mills is a 22-year-old who is now a senior at Ball State University. She has been a resident assistant at Woodworth for 2 years, as well as being able to reside there her freshman year as just a regular resident. If you are curious to what a resident assistant is, according to the University of Nebraska, in their article, The Impact of Being a Resident Assistant on Students' Academic Success, it states, a resident assistant's responsibility is frontline working in university housing programs and managing the multitude of diverse issues in a residential hall. So, the main reason Hadley wanted to be an RA is because she has been through a lot of things throughout her life with many struggles and situations that kind of caught up to her freshman year. Her RA wasn't really there for her when she tried to reach out, so she knew that she wanted the opportunity to be an RA to kind of make sure that doesn't happen again and make the difference. Hadley wanted to become an RA so she could work with residents and be beside them if they ever faced the struggles and hardships that she had to. Hadley never wanted her residents to feel alone as she once did and wanted to be the best support system that she could be for them. When interviewing Hadley, she showed many components of the relational leadership model, but her strongest three were inclusiveness, empowerment, and ethics. Hadley was really strong in her inclusiveness that she provides to her residents as she works very hard to be people-oriented, a great listener, and provide empathy to her residents. She likes to empathize with them and be able to let them know that she understands what they're going through. Hadley wants all of her residents to feel like they belong, as well as being heard and have a safe place, as a residential hall is their home for the academic school years. Hadley prides herself in the diversity that she has as a resident assistant and cannot wait to learn more identity as she goes further within her career and her personal life. Next, Hadley also stood strong in her empowerment section, which I believe was actually her strongest quality of the relational leadership model. Hadley has told me many stories to why she feels like she needs to be strong in empowerment. The biggest thing is being at Woodworth, Hadley had almost all female identifying residents as well as herself being a strong feminist. Hadley has made it a goal to empower all of her residents to be strong and confident in their gender identity and stand up for what they believe in and be proud of themselves, whatever situation it is they may be facing. Hadley is also taking the authority and knowledge that she has learned and gained as a woman and is passing it on to her residents who know themselves what action or personal experience they may be facing, and it's her way to kind of give them advice and give her a guide, as these are things that she herself has had to go through. This aspect was important, as Hadley also told me how she uses empowerment to help her residents see that the dreams they have can become a reality if they work at it and put their minds to it. She's really big on empowering her residents to be able to do things on their own and kind of go for their goals, and not her being their sole support system. She wants to empower her residents to also be able to believe in themselves and accomplish their own dreams on their own. Finally, the third aspect Hadley is strong in, I believe, is the ethics portion. Hadley believes that following the rules is the way to have the best and most positive results within her job and for her residents. A strong ethical code Hadley stands on is equality. Hadley believes all her residents need to be treated equally despite their backgrounds and differences or whatever it may be that they are coming from. Hadley also believes the rules she is given in her profession are very important, as they are set and given to give her residents the best experience and to get the best output from her job. For example, a story Hadley told me is that there are certain things she is required to report to her higher-ups, whether this is sexual assault, self-harm, or any other residents being in danger. She understands and believes that students may not always want these things to be reported, but she knows that it is required for the safety of all residents and the care for them. Overall, I learned a lot from the interviewee. just like I do on a daily basis, as she gives me many ideas on how to approach certain situations and giving the best results to my future residents, as I am a resident assistant going into my second year. Um, Being a resident assistant is actually a really good process to becoming a leader on campus and within your community, whether that's Muncie, like Ball States, or Indianapolis, whatever your community may be. As an RA, we go out into the community and help clean up the Cardinal Greenway and do services at places like Muncie Ministries, and just kind of help out when they need it. We also put on programs for the campus, typically for our specific residents, but others can come as well. These programs are important as they typically consist of hard topics like politics or diversities or whatever you're facing, and sometimes they're really just hangouts or just we focus all of these programs on actually helping our residents become leaders themselves in their communities and on campus. Also, according to Morris in their article called Perceived Effectiveness of Hall Director Leadership Styles on the Satisfaction of Resident Assistants in Mississippi, another way resident assistants can be leaders on a college campus is helping more students in the residence halls become more satisfied with their living on campus so they can feel comfortable and reach out and do things on their own. There has been a great outcry in institutions of higher education and regarding the topic of leadership of leaders since the early 1980s, when it was perceived that there was a great leadership crisis, quote unquote, because it's in quotations. In higher education, leadership is essential to creative improvement of services and programs for our increasingly diverse population that we face on a day-to-day basis. Interviewing Hadley Mills was a really good experience. It helped me get a great insight on her thoughts on the work and leadership position that the job of a resident assistant gives in a different lens from my own. Hadley is very strong in her inclusiveness with helping her residents feel involved, empowering her residents to believe in themselves and be strong in their identity as females, as well as her ethics to always follow the rules to get the best results out of the job and within her residents. The interviewee gave me a lot of insight that I hope I can give to someone one day if they ever come to me asking questions about leadership. Being resident assistants, let us be a person that residents can come to and learn from, and hopefully we can also inspire more people to become resident assistants as well as leaders across the Ball State campus.